Good morning and welcome back to Cameron. It's a while since I've been up here on a Sunday, but it's good to be back. Always nice to be back in Cameron, particularly when it's such a lovely day. Loyalty is something that we all value, I think, isn't it? Loyalty to our families, to our friends. It's something that we want to have. It's something that we want to see. But of course it doesn't just stop there. Loyalty doesn't stop at family and friends. There's loyalty to communities, to countries, to kings and queens, to governments, to political parties and to social causes, to religions and faiths and beliefs. And then there's loyalty to your work. There's loyalty to your vision for the future. And there's brand loyalty as well. That's something that a lot of companies rely on. They'll go to the courts to defend it, that image, that brand image. All these are kinds of loyalty, and all of them are seen to be desirable, aren't they? Well, I think that's probably true up to a point. Loyalty can, of course, become a dangerous thing if it blinds us to what's going on around us, if it can blind us to things that are wrong. Being loyal to your country, if it's doing things that it shouldn't do, that's surely wrong. Loyalty to a faith or a religion, if it's not being true to that faith and religion, if it's espousing things that are frightening, terrible, that can't be right. We've seen the effects of loyalty in recent years with all the controversy around Brexit, the divisions that brought. And of course here in Scotland we know about the huge debate around independence and the divisions that has caused as people become entrenched to those things that they feel they must remain loyal to. So perhaps loyalty isn't always something that's good, something that's always to be prized. For Christians, where does our loyalty lie? That's not as straightforward a question as it might seem, because of course there are denominations within the church, there are buildings, there are parishes. Where does our loyalty as Christians lie? The passage I'm focusing on today, it's a lectionary passage from the Gospel for the season. It's Matthew's Gospel, chapter 16. And the passage today, which runs from verse 13 through to verse 20, it focuses on a question, really two questions that Jesus asks. Who do people say that I am? And then who do you say that I am? And it seems to me that those questions are about loyalty. Making our minds up about who Jesus is. But of course it's so much more than that. Because by saying who Jesus is for us, we also say what Jesus means for us and for our world. So I think that's true. As Christians, we believe that God is love and that Jesus is the human face of that. The Son of God amongst us, living God's love, showing us God's way. So our loyalty should surely be to that. Our loyalty must always be to living and to promoting God's love for us, for our world, God's unconditional love for all creation, for all people. That's a huge challenge, but it's something that affects all our other loyalties, all our other beliefs and opinions and attitudes. Some of you will have heard already that St Leonard's is planning to open next week, will be opening next week, next Sunday, the 30th of August. And now my focus is turning, as far as opening churches are concerned, to this building, to Cameron. And As I've said to you before, Cameron has its own particular challenges in reopening, which have to be addressed and have to be worked through. Some are fairly simple, some a bit more complicated. But I hope that while we're working towards that if there are people who want to come along to worship at St Leonard's, then who are members of Cameron, that they'll do that, and that they'll phone the office up and they'll make a booking and they'll come along and we'll share in worship while we wait for this building, for Cameron Kirk to reopen. It'll be very different when it does so. Be nowhere near the numbers that we can usually get in. We'll not be allowed that. But just with St Leonard's, it will be good to be reopened and to be proclaiming our faith in Jesus Christ, but also our commitment to that vision of God's love in our lives and community. So, there we are. I hope that you have a blessed Sunday and that you enjoy this day and feel God's presence with you throughout it. Take care. God bless. And keep well.